Welcome to Home Learning Day 17, April 21st, 2020. Yikes, boys and girls. I made a mistake on your assignments. At least how I typed it out, you've probably already caught it. Homework and remember for math is 6-1 for Monday, April 20th. For the 21st, it's not 6-1 again, it's 6-2. On Wednesday, it's 6-3, not 6-1. On Thursday, it's 6-4, not 6-1. And Friday, it's 6-5, not 6-1. Looks like I made a typing or copying error there. Sorry about that, boys and girls. So, let's take a look at what we have for the rest of the day here on the 21st. So we're going to make sure we watch the video that we're doing right now. And we have some math to do. We're going to learn a little bit more about geometry. And then our daily language review, some word work, religion, and of course, reading of Seas Behind Trees. Here is your proper assignment for today. You can see 6-2. That's our assignment for our homework side anyways. And we have a lot of vocabulary to go through today. Let's take a look at that before you guys dive into this work. A quadrilateral is a polygon with 4 sides. There are some examples right there. A parallelogram is a quadrilateral with pairs of opposite sides that are parallel, like those two examples. A rectangle is a parallelogram with 4 right angles. A square is a type of rectangle that has 4 right angles and each side is of the same length. A rhombus is a parallelogram with congruent sides. So, what does all this mean? It means that the top terms are a little bit more general and include more shapes, and the bottom terms are more specific. For example, all rhombi, squares, rectangles, and parallelograms are quadrilaterals. They all have 4 sides that are closed plane figures. All rhombi, squares, rectangles are parallelograms. But not all parallelograms are rectangles or squares. All squares are rectangles, but not all rectangles are squares. Squares are rhombi, but not all rhombi, like that one, are squares. Yesterday I told you, boys and girls, that this math unit is a lot about vocabulary. And here we have some very interesting ones where their characteristics or traits, if you would like to call them that, are going to help you down the road in figuring out different types of real life math problems like area and perimeter And I think we've kind of seen that before when we did a little advanced work with figuring out the area of a triangle, in that if you split a square or a rectangle in half, you end up with a triangle. Remember, we talked about that. So we're going to do a little bit more work with that down the road, but don't give up on these. Practice them a little bit by little bit. If you can't remember the definitions, look them up on the internet. Ask mom and dad. Look them up in a dictionary if you have them. And why don't I just show you right now in our book a little bit quick. Let me see. I'll find the glossary and we'll just page through them real quick. Okay, boys and girls, here is our glossary, and here we go with our definition of a quadrilateral, a polygon with 4 sides. There are some examples for us right there. Let's check out a parallelogram here. Parallelogram right there. It says that a parallelogram is a quadrilateral with both pairs of opposite sides parallel. Let's check out rectangle right now. Rectangle is right there, boys and girls. A rectangle is a parallelogram that has 4 right angles. Let's check down to square now. A square, a rectangle with 4 sides of the same length. And then finally, we go over here to rhombus. A rhombus is a parallelogram with congruent sides. That just means the sides are of the same length. There you go. Boys and girls, today's daily language review starts off with a little bit of a tricky one. So, Sam, why wasn't you at the party? Asked James. Something needs to go right there. Of course, we're going to capitalize that, but man, I think that has to be separated there by something. I think a comma, maybe? Why wasn't? Boy, if it's in the past, is it wasn't? Or is it something else? That doesn't sound right to me. You at the party. Asked, that's a hint. This sounds like it's probably a quotation. So we're going to have to use some special marks there. Okay. And, yeah. And it's a question, too. Ooh, really tricky one here. So then I think I'll give you a little hint. You put the question mark there. You put the period there. Okay, guys? So I think you can do it. I give you a few hints. Good luck. And the rest of them, I think you'll do all right with. Let's see. Ooh, context clues are always important. We've been talking a lot about context clues. So the words around this word will tell us what this word means. And statement, command, exclamation, and question. We've talked about the fancy words for this too, remember? Let's see, maybe you guys can tell me what that is. What's the fancy word for a statement? Okay. Maybe we'll talk about that tomorrow. Okay, good luck. Now, make sure you're continuing to practice these words and do your see, say, write, and check on these. Chunk them out. And when you write them out, if you don't know what the word is, look it up in the dictionary or refer back to yesterday's video. These are important math terms. You need to know what they mean. Okay, and then Friday you have a test. Your dad's giving you a test. Well, there's the great commandment. Matthew 22, verses 37 through 39. And here we go. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your soul and with all your mind. And then we also include in that, the second part of that, love your neighbor as you love yourself. And there's the great commandment written all together. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. And we learn in this great commandment that we are to love God, our neighbor, and ourself. And don't forget today to read a few more pages of Seas Behind Trees, a few, 3 pages-ish a day, and we'll discuss them during our video conferences. So it's a great book, boys and girls. So, and remember, as always, go Zephyrs.